after the beginners level becomes the intermediate level, and that is the stage where you'll be using SQL, that is MySQL, and another visualization tool called a Tableau. So this is like an advanced part of what you be doing here. But every process are just the same, but with the use of different software. I don't know if you understand that. Then after that stage, you go to advanced part of it with the use of Python. So there's another software called R programming. Then if you want to become expert in what you do, is your personal commitment. Your personal commitment. So that is actually consistency, and your personal commitment is what can make you expert in your work. So to the beginners level, we'll be looking at just the introduction to data analytics, types of data analytics, the basic tools used in data analytics, introduction to Excel, basic Excel functions and formula, the data analytics process, the data preparation, that is what we call the ETL, extract, transform, and load. Then advanced Excel. Advanced Excel, that is the use of Power Query. With the use of Power Query, then basic data cleaning and transformation, pivot table and all that, preparation of dashboard. So then the part 2 of it is with the use of Power BI. Like I said, this this basic level or beginners level is with the use of 2 software, which is Microsoft Excel and Power BI. So in Power BI, in Microsoft Excel, we do all these things. These same things will also be repeated using a different software. You understand? But in a higher dimension. So which is this introduction to Power BI, 3 basic Power BI platform, basic data cleaning using Power BI, DAX, the ERD, with the use of multiple data sets, gauge charts, dashboard, and all that. So that leads us to this, what we are going to benefit from this particular class. Certificate of completion, that is certification that yes, you completed your data analytics work. Then free foreign internship link. This is actually towards the end of the class when you have understood how to follow up a data from the scratch. Then free LinkedIn optimization. From this our class, we also I also teach us how to create a LinkedIn account, optimize it, and what you are to look at while optimizing a LinkedIn. How do your LinkedIn become like appear in a search more, something like that. Free LinkedIn documentation, how to document your work on LinkedIn as a portfolio. So all these things we also get to benefit. Now, this brings us to what the topic of today is all about. Now, the question is, what is data analytics? So which brings us to the introduction to data analytics. Now, first of all, there are 2 words that made up this particular word called data analytics. The first word there is data, while the second one there is analytics. So we want to take it one after the other in order for we to simplify the difficulty in understanding this. So it's very simple. What is data? Even before now in school, we were taught that data is anything that conveys information or meaning, something like that. You understand? So data could be anything. For the fact it passes information, for the fact it can be used for further investigation and all that. That is data. It could be symbol, it could be anything, it could be an item, it could be a number, it could be a character, it could be anything. Data is virtually anything that you can read meaning into, or that can pass information, or that can be used for further interpretation. Anything. I mean anything. But when it is not organized to people's understanding or meaning, it is yet not a data. In that case, we prefer to call it a raw data, like we know before now. It's dirty data, like it's not organized. Like it is still confusing. It is not presented in more descriptive way that people can actually extract meaning from it and all that. So in that case, we still prefer to call it, professionally we call it dirty data, or we call it a raw data. You understand? So what is data from my definition? Data is a collection of discrete values. It could be numbers, that is a number that conveys information, describing quantity, that is describing the number of something, or the quality of something, the fact, that is describing the scenario happening or what has happened, not based on what you think, but based on the information given. Statistics, that is with the organization of the organization, interpretation, and okay, in statistics in definitional terms, statistics simply means the collection of data, interpretation of data, and what have you. So basically any information, any item that can be collected, organized, interpreted for further, maybe for further use, or for drawing conclusion, is what we know to be statistics. You understand? So those items that helps us to achieve this are called data. So data here could be facts, it could be statistics, it could be other basic units of meaning. That is anything that conveys meaning, or something that is arranged in order of symbols or sequence. So in that case, we say is data. So that is what data is all about. So anything that can be used for a further interpretation, that conveys meaning, has information, that describes maybe the quantity of something, the quality of something, that gives you the information about fact, what has happened, or what is happening based on the information on ground. That is what we call data. Now there are two basic categories of data. The first category of data, the first one is called the categorical data type, or I can call it a qualitative data type. How do I mean? These are information that are put in a text format, that is alphabetical order, that is in alphabetical arrangement. There are categories, like for instance, they are not numerical, they are not number based. A good example is gender, male and female. Another one is color, red, blue, and all that. They are not figurative in nature. You understand? Then another one is like types of animal, lion. That these things are not figurative. They are not value based or number based either. Product type, product category, and all that. Maybe you say bottle of Everwater, classify Everwater different from Aquafina, classify Aquafina from different from Seaway. Like all those type of informations are called the categorical data type of data, or data type either. Then the second one is the numeric data, which is also known as the quantitative type of data. These are represented in numbers. They represent information in quantities, in values. This actually a figurative type of data, or this type of data are number-based data type. You understand? You could see anything that has to do with number falls under this category of data. You can see number of children, number of courses, the continuous re and whole number, like everything that has to do with number, age, it could be temperature, weather, anything that are measured in number base are numeric data type, under numeric data type. But anything like name, your name, maybe someone's statement that you can actually read meaning is also part of data, but under a categorical data because it is not figurative or it is not number based. You understand that? So a categorical data type or a categorical data is typically used for grouping and classification. So it is used to group items or classifying information based on the order of what investigation. Why a numeric data is used to quantify information. You understand? Basically, with let's say with use of numbers, and also a numeric data type is a type of data. The numeric data are the type of data that mathematical operation can be expressed on, unlike the categorical data. Do you understand? You cannot divide gender into two. No, it is not done. All these things are mathematical operations that cannot be done on categorical data, but can be carried out on numeric data. So this is actually a basic difference between the two that you must have to understand. Are we together? So after this, you have to first of all understand that this two categories of data, the categorical data and the numeric data. The categorical data holds every data type that are text, that are alphabetical in nature, that are not number-based, while the numeric data hold data type that are number-based. So after that, we go straight to what an analytics is. I just told us what data is all about, what data is to a layman. Anything that conveys information that can be further interpreted is what we know to be data. So analytics, which is the second part of the word, data analytics, is simply a breakdown of a complex unit or complex topic. So when you're trying to get a breakdown of something to a better understanding, or to gain a better understanding rather, that is the process of analytics. When you're trying to gain a breakdown of a complex topic to gain a better understanding of that particular item or that particular moment, it is what we call analytics. So analytics basically is gotten from the word analysis, which simply means a detailed examination of the elements or structures of something. It involves breaking a complex topic or substance into smaller parts to gain a better understanding. For instance, let's say in a scenario where, let's say, an incident happened, you just get involved in that particular scene and try to gather or collect data there to know what is happening. You don't go to, maybe you are just coming in and there are a lot of people, crowd. You don't go in trying to capture the entire information from the entire crowd. You go by trying to know from 2 to 10 persons. If 2 to 10 persons are still saying the same thing with no deviation, you will believe that, yes, the rest persons will say the same. It's just like sampling. Analytics, yes, I think is a sample of the population. So it's just like sampling. So if 2 to 10 persons say the same thing without any obstruction or deviation from their statement, you could believe that exactly this is what happened. When you want to maybe explain to any other person, or when you want to podcast it to people's knowing, you take it to a breakdown how you get to know about it, not giving the general thing. Rather, you'll be giving a bit by bit explanation on how you were told or how you witness it. So in that process of giving a breakdown or a detailed examination or a detailed answer of that particular stuff, it is what we call analytics. So from this second definition now, what I have here is that analytics is the process of discovering. There must be discovering, because you have to discover what you have to tell your audience or the people. Interpreting is the attitude of telling. Having the ability to convert it into their own language. That is interpreting it, in as much as you could study it in a hard way or difficult way. You must have the ability to convert it to the language that they will understand or comprehend. And communicating meaningful patterns. The communication here is now is the ability to speak, explain it, the ability to explain it, not just discovering it. You must discover. 1, 2, you must interpret. Interpreting it meaning converting it from what it is, that is what you as a data analyst call it, to what the so-called audience take it to be. You must use their terms in order for you to feature them in your what? Discussion. And communication there is just the ability for you to speak or to explain what you have discovered. So it's communicating meaningful patterns in data. It also entails, that is, it also involves applying data pattern towards effective decision making. So the essence of this analytics is to give a strong decision in that particular scene or in what has happened already. I don't know if you understand that. Though in all, what I'm trying to say is that analytics is actually a process of you getting to know, the ability for you to be able to use the language your audience understand. Then the communication skill is also involved, because you must have the ability to communicate in order for you to pass the information to the people. And the essence of the whole stuff is for a better decision making or effective decision making. Now, this brings us to what we are here for, which is data analytics. What is data analytics? Basically, in a straight line, I say data analytics means converting raw data into actionable insights. You know, I told us what the raw data is. A raw data is a data that is yet to be cleaned. That is a dirty data, or some academy we call it data that is yet to be crunched, uncrunched data, something like that. Now, actionable insight is something that we are about to use for usable use, maybe something that will become useful to us in a future term or in a long run. You understand? So when this raw data has been converted to actionable insights, that is something that someone can go and do, or someone can carry out to see the outcome from this particular data that is referred to be raw, or from something that we never take to be anything. So that is what data analytics is all about. Now, first of all, before I continue with the definition, I will tell us the essence of, okay, so data analytics also includes a range of tools, technologies, and processes used to find trends and solve problems by using data. How do I mean? It involves different software, like the one we're about to use now is currently Excel. There's another software called Power BI, Microsoft Power Business Intelligence. There's another one called MySQL, that is SQL, Structured Query Language, and other softwares. These are a range of tools, technologies, and processes. There are a lot of processes that can be adopted or that can be followed to get or to discover this particular trend and solve the problem by using the data. You understand? So generally, data analysis is the process of identifying, cleaning, the process of identifying. This is the general definition or the broader definition of it all. It is the process of identifying, cleaning, transforming, and modeling data to discover meaningful insight and useful information. Not just that, and also visualizing it into a story so that you could be able to tell the story or discuss the story in that particular data. So it is the process of identifying, cleaning, transforming, and modeling data to discover meaningful insights and useful information, and virtually crafting this into a story for analysis. That is what data analytics is all about. Basically, the essence of data analytics, someone can ask you a question like, or you might be thinking, what is the need for this particular skill? What is the need for data analytics? There's no other meaning, or there's no other need for data analytics other than discovering hidden patterns in data. It could be in your business, it could be in your workplace, it could be anything, but discovering hidden patterns, discovering trend, what has been over time, and how is it going to happen this time. The ability to discover those thoughts, that is what data analytics is all about. So the ability to discover those trends or the hidden patterns in data is what gave or gained that data the increase in demand. That's all. The reason why you are studying this is because you want to gain that ability to discover hidden patterns in data. So data basically exists for the purpose of trying to discover hidden patterns in data, and that's all. In every business wants to grow. There are basic three things that every business looks at. One, reduction of cost. Two, maximization of profits. And the third one is growth, expansion. So because of this fact, businesses must always come for a data analyst. That is why the demand skyrockets. The demand for data analysts can never get obsoleted, or can never get obsolete rather, because every business wants to grow. So thank you so much. Let's just stay tuned for the next class, and God bless you. Thank you for your time.